Hello everyone and welcome to our last regular season match in the GBA D-League Season 4. The New York Empoleon, as we've been coaching all season, have clinched a playoff spot as of last week, but the math works out such that we could still get the 2 seed and that first round bye if we can beat CJ here. We need a win against the Baltimore Oriolus and choice CJ, otherwise that bye is basically impossible to get. With where Zazo is sitting in differential and the fact that he holds the head-to-head. So, we are going to have to take on a team of Megaladios, Terrakion, Suicune, Klefki, Celebi, Swampert, Darmanitan, Drapion, Doublade, Licky, and Raikou. Terrakion and Licky being his Z users. On our side, what we are bringing to counter a horrifying team filled to the brim with legendaries. Our own legendary. In Victini will be our first thing. It'll be rocking Weakness Policy, special set this week with Flame Charge. Goal is get it set up early and start sweeping because this thing can hit his entire team except for Drapion with super effective damage. Hits his entire and Raikou, excuse me. Hits his entire team for neutral at bare minimum and a +2 blue flare. Let's be honest, that's hitting a Drapion or a Raikou extraordinarily hard and has a 30% chance to burn. So we are going to be rocking enough speed to outspeed a Choice Scarf Darmanitan after a Flame Charge. And otherwise just be able to outspeed everything once we get that Flame Charge up if it's not choiced. On the other side, we are running a little tiny bit of bulk investment. This will allow us to take pretty much any hit from anything, allowing that Weakness Policy to get up. Not a Rocky MZ for a Terrakion, but definitely a +1 Calm Mind Suicune Scald. We can eat an Earth Power from a Celebi. We can eat an Earthquake from a Swampert, an Earthquake from a Choice Scarf Darmanitan. We can take any of those hits. And be able to get that Weakness Policy boost, get that Flame Charge boost, and then start to sweep from there. So, hopefully this Victini can put in some work this week. That is the plan. This thing is a sweeper. It is something that I don't usually set up and sweep first turn, but it does have a chance to at least put a massive dent into his team, and then proceed to attack from there. Next up we have the Choice Scarf Haxorus Kurthnaga coming back. Our Prince of Dragons, Mold Breaker, Earthquake hits his entire team. He has no flying types, and 6 of his Pokemon super effectively. We do have both Dragon Claw and Outrage this week. There wasn't really other coverage that I was desperately needing outside of X-Scissor for the Celebi, and then maybe the Megaladios if I don't want to lock myself into a Dragon move. And this was basically a set that it outspeeds the Choice Scarf Darmanitan and is really, really threatening to his team. Choice Scarf Earthquake from a Haxorus does so much damage. So that is the plan this week, is be able to click Earthquake, then switch it out if the Klefki comes in or something after one Earthquake. Avoid the Thunder Wave. We have answers for that if we need to, stuff like that. One of those answers is a Marvel Scale Milotic with leftovers, so I'm hoping he activates my Marvel Scale for me. Dragon Tail, Mirror Coat, Scald, and Recover. Mirror Coat for Giga Drain Celebi. It will OHKO a not max HP Celebi if he goes for the Giga Drain on me, so predicting that. If he starts setting up with his Suicune and tries to click Scald to break through my Milotic, the Mirror Coat can break through his Suicune first. Additionally, it can hit the Megaladios extraordinarily hard, or the Raikou extraordinarily hard. We can take hits from all of those things with our special investment. But we do have a lot of physical bulk just to be able to take hits from the Terrakion, especially once he gets that Thunder Wave off with the Klefki. Or the Doublade, the Drapion, the Darmanitan, the Swampert, etc. So he has plenty of physical threats as well. Milotic should be able to take hits pretty well from almost anything as long as it is statused. Maybe I should be running Flame Orb this week, but I thought the recovery from leftovers was more important than the status boosting defense of Milotic this week. Next up, we have a little bit of a gimmick. Gardevoir is coming this week with Taunt, Misty Terrain, and a Babiri Berry. I thought about running a Kibia Berry, but I think Babiri Berry makes more sense. He has no stab poison except for Drapion, and I really don't necessarily see Gardevoir being an answer to Drapion anyway, whereas Iron Head from Terrakion really hurts, and Doublade really hurts, so I thought maybe to go with the Babiri Berry would be better for me. Energy Ball is for the Swampert, it hits the Suicune as well, and then the Taunt is for Klefki, it's for Suicune, it's for Celebi, it's for anything that I think might be a setup mon, which his team is chock full of. And Misty Terrain, if I do get the Prankster from Klefki with my Gardevoir, then I am able to click Misty Terrain, avoid any Thunder Wave shenanigans, safely switch into things like my Haxorus or my Victini, and be able to proceed from there. That is the plan with this Gardevoir. Hopefully it puts in the work it needs to put in this week. I was thinking about running Calm Mind instead of Taunt with the Misty Terrain, since Taunt and Misty Terrain do a similar task of stopping status. But because of the possibility of something like the Celebi setting up in my face, I really didn't want him counter. Like I just don't want him setting up in my face. So I want to be able to taunt him to stop him from doing so. And additionally, taunts just shuts Klefki down almost completely. So can't get screens up, can't do anything like that. Misty Terrain obviously shuts down Thunder Wave, but that's really the only thing that does for me. So the other thing Misty Terrain does, the other plan that I have for this week is if he does go with a Crocoon, Misty Terrain, I outspeed Suicune and most sets of Suicune if he's not running a ton of speed investment, and I get the Misty Terrain up, he can't rest, and then Energy Ball breaks him down pretty quickly. So that is the way that we're going to play this Gardevoir. Next up, we're bringing Dugtrio for the first time. Dig Dug is coming, holding a Focus Sash. It's obviously Arena Trap, so we are going to be able to lock something in. Click Earthquake. He has 6 things weak to ground, so I figured Earthquake from a Dugtrio that can lock something in and take it down is really valuable to my team this week. It does have the Stealth Rocks on it. Those aren't super vital to me this week. I'm not dead set on getting him up. They would help chip down maybe the Darmanitan, but he doesn't have a lot of rock weaknesses in the first place. But I wanted them to be somewhere, and I had no other move that I needed to put on Dugtrio, so I figured why not put the rocks on there? Maybe I'll get a chance to put him up. Who knows how the battle's going to go. That is the play that I'm going to make this week. It's mostly click Earthquake or Shadow Claw, depending on what I'm staring down. And I outspeed his entire team with the investment that I have. And lastly, we have Tornadus, which outspeeds the Mega Latios. Tornadus is going to be U-turn, Knockoff, Defog, and Superpower. I know Knockoff is risky with the Terrakion there. If he is Scarf Terrakion, I click Knockoff. I knock off the Scarf, but he does get the boost. And then I can click Superpower and outspeed him, but depending on his investment, I may not kill. So that is a risky play, but I think I have the answer to the Terrakion in this Tornadus if I need to. U-turn Oko is a Klefki with an Expert Belt, so that is going to be really, really great for me. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Otherwise, gives me momentum to get into my Dugtrio and click Earthquake. And then Defog obviously gets rid of his entry hazards from his Klefki, his Swampert, his Celebi, his Terrakion. He's got so many ways of setting up hazards that I figured just getting Defog this week would be vital to my team's success. So with that, this is the team we're bringing in the last week of the regular season. It matters for seeding, but it may not even matter for seeding. Honestly, if Zazo wins his match, then I probably end up the 3 seed anyway. So honestly, this game is not super important, so I figured I'd have a little fun with it. But that is what I'm trying to do this week, guys. I would love to get that 2 seed, get a bye, be in the semis, and, you know, drink some champagne, as Aster called it, and get the ability to sit up on the top of the podium for a little while with Leo. But as it stands, if I don't, I don't, and that's what we got to do. We got to deal with what we got to deal with. We got to take the match that's in front of us. So hopefully you guys like the match and enjoy the match tomorrow when it comes out. Hopefully you guys go check out Choice CJ and his sets and what he's bringing to counter me, and I will see you guys tomorrow with that battle. Take care, everybody.